Welcome to part 24 of Majora's Mask. Man, 24 parts. Yeah, folks, if you haven't noticed by now, this will be a long playthrough, so get used to it. We're still going through Snowhead Temple, and right now I'm pushing the Majora block so that I'll be able to climb on top of it to reach the platform on the other side of this room. And we'll go on from there. Now, of course, again, watch out for these icicles that can damage you. Now we're in the yellow arched room on the upper area. And as you can see, the pillar that we pushed earlier as Goron Link is still there, and we can use that as a platform to get to the other side and get to this chest right here to get a straight fairy. And yes, you just saw some pots hit me. And they have been a recurring enemy. Yes, they're an enemy. These flying pots that magically fly towards you to hit you and damage you. I mean, you can block them with your shield and they'll break apart. Sometimes they can bring you some items, sometimes not. So, don't worry too much about them. Alright, so go back into the red arched room. I hate respawning enemies. You know, no matter how many times you enter a room, enemies respawn, you have to beat them all over again. It gets tedious. I mean, the only times enemies will not respawn is if you kill them all in a room and like a door would open or a chest would pop out of nowhere. So yeah. Speaking of killing enemies that that will give us stuff, now that we have fire arrows, we can kill the freezers in this very room, and well, by doing so, it will give us a treasure chest that we can get to move on forward in the game. Of course, I have limited arrows because of my constant splurging, and even though freezers can reward you with arrows, I can't get to them at the moment. Now, the music in this temple, it's kind of jarring when you think about it. As you can hear, there's this piano, well, synthesized piano, and there's this little percussion beat like, and then this little chanting like aria like, I mean, not every music in a Zelda game has to be great. I mean, on this little thing, like, bang, bang, this piano piece. I mean, there's this, and then this little thing, this little ding, this sort of wintry jingle thing to remind us the fact that yes, this is a wintry, snowy temple, even though there is lava in certain areas. Yeah, like I said, not all the music in Zelda is great. I mean, some can be sort of meh. Others, I like to purposely stay in one place just to listen to it, and yeah. Anyway, thankfully these pots right here contain some arrows, and I won't lose, and I won't be out for some time. Now, by defeating the freezers in this room, we get a chest that contains a small key, which will open a locked door we'll run into later in this video. Alright, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I mean, we've explored most of this area. Well, where we do need to go now is we gotta go back up to the room where the real bomb chew is and where we got the dungeon map earlier. And of course, get rid of the real bomb chew and as you can see, he destroyed some crates. That's nice. And collect all the money you want. And it'd be nice to collect all bunches of money, because who knows what we're going to need later on. And you can save them up at the bank. That's nice. Now, and why does this room have spikes? Seriously, I see spikes all around the area. What kind of person would design a temple with spikes? Well, anyway, folks, as you can see here, we'll take the fire arrows and we're going to shoot the freezer. And that will open us a shot to unfreeze this ice switch, and at the same time activate it so that this pillar that we're staying on will climb up to reach us to the next level. Now, of course, it's timed, and well, the pillar will go back down and after a little while, so be quick. Now, as you can see by my Great Fairy mask, there is a hidden fairy somewhere in this very room. And what we're going to do is, you see these stairs, these hidden invisible stairs there? We're going to climb them. Now, while they may look small and you may not have enough room, you can make it. All you have to do is just take your time, slowly jump, no fancy moves. When you get to this step right here, go first person view, and then continue on jumping. And thankfully the last one is like has 2 blocks in a row. And there's our chest that we need to get to. And we got Stray Fairy number 11. Yay. Now, I did something stupid. I tried to jump. I flipped over that little floating block and landed right back down on the ground. Sometimes Link's acrobatics are a pain because, yeah. And I still don't get it. We're in a snowy temple and Link is not cold. I mean, where's the animation for that? Seriously. I mean, Link should be like shivering, having his hands over his arms and whatnot. I mean, they made improvements to the graphics from Ocarina of Time. They can at least add that to Little Link. Anyway, as you can see here, parts of the middle pillar, the big pillar here, are blue. Now, those sections can be destroyed by Goron Link punching them, but we're not going to do that just yet. We will eventually. What you want to do here is go up these stairs. That'll take us to the next level. And as you can see here, we have another snow path that we can roll to this area down below. And unlike the last one, this one does not have a safety net. If you fall down, you will fall down to the previous level, and you have to climb all the way back up here to try again, and that sucks. Alright, we're in a new room, and these snow monsters here are called Enos. And Enos here are they like to throw snowballs. They can bury themselves into the snow so that you can't hurt them. And basically, all you have to do is just punch a big one, and they'll shrink down to smaller counterparts. And you just punch those, and they're dead for good. So, we have snowball monsters. I don't get it. Snowball monsters that throw snow. I mean, they're essentially throwing parts of themselves. Kind of reminds me of that one boss in Donkey Kong Country 3 where Dixie and Kitty had to engage a snowball fight with that bad snowman. I mean, kind of reminds me of that. But instead, we just slice them or punch them or whatever. As you can see here, we have a hidden alcove thanks to the bleeding wall, the wall bleeding snow. Of course, there's our fairy. Pop the bubble, and grab the grab the Great Fairy Mask to snatch it. Yay! Alright, I'm just slashing up these snowballs right here coming up because, well, basically I keep splurging my arrows. See, I started out with 50 arrows going into this temple, and now I'm down to 8. This is sad. This is very sad. As you can see, I get no arrows. No arrows. Thanks, game. Thank you very much. Anyway, just use fire arrows to melt this passageway so we can go up even further. Now in this room, we will be encountering 2 dino foes. And both of them will attack you at the same time. And they have all the moves like that one dino foe in Woodfall. Now you can slash them one at a time as Link, or you can become Goron Link, where you can just punch them and get this fight over with quickly, because Goron Link is strong. And by killing one of the dino foes, you'll get a great fairy piece, and by killing both of them, you'll get 2. So that's nice. At least in Dodongo's Cavern, the lizard foes, the cousins of the dino foes, will wait one at a time while you attack one of them. Then, like, one of them will attack you while the other is standing over to the side. Then the one that was attacking you will go away while the one standing aside will attack you, and they'll switch places every now and then. But that wasn't fair. But I suppose they want more of it. I suppose that the developers want more of a challenge this time around, and yeah, good. I got more arrows. Woohoo! All right. So basically, you saw that the pillar allows us a walkway that leads us into this very room, where once again we have to fight the Wizzrobe, and he's pretty much the exact same boss, and basically watch the red dot and shoot him. Now, Wizzrobes are not strangers to the Legend of Zelda gaming series. In fact, they go all the way back to the earliest Zelda games. Now, the appearance of the Wizzrobes are much different than, and they vary from game to game. Like in this game, he appears as a droopy zombie thing. In earlier Zelda games, the 2D games, he appears as you're dressed as your typical wizard with a cloak and typical wizard pointy hat with a obscured face. And in Wind Waker, for example, the Wizzrobes appear as a voodoo shaman bird-faced thing. Yeah, sometimes villains in a certain game change depending on when they're being developed. I mean, there's no sense of continuity to some of these enemies. I mean, elements from one game to another will survive, but still, like, and some elements of an enemy can be radically different, like as you saw with the Wizzrobes and whatever. I mean, it depends on how a game is developed and what kind of style the developers want for a game. Yeah. So anyway, we just got the boss key, and we have to get to the boss door, which is one level above us. And it's going to be fun trying to get up there. It's going to be so fun. And folks, in the next part, I will show you how to get up to the top floor, and we will fight the boss then. See you later.